Finally, we need action for peace. I will call on G20 members to use their influence and voices to end the conflicts that are causing so much death, destruction, and destabilization around the world. We need peace in Sudan, through ending the carnage and an immediate cessation of hostilities, through the safe, unimpeded, and rapid delivery of humanitarian aid to civilians in need in the whole of Sudan. By ending the flow of weapons and fighters into Sudan by external parties, and by both the Sudanese armed forces and the rapid support forces coming to the negotiating table. We need peace in the Democratic Republic of the Congo through a lasting solution that respects the country's sovereignty and territorial integrity while addressing the root causes of the instability and violence. We need security and peace in the Sahel. Armed groups and terrorist networks continue to exploit fragile governance and intercommunal tensions, fueling cycles of violence that have displaced millions and destabilized the entire communities. The alarming developments in Mali are making a dramatic situation even worse, presenting new risks to the wider region and the entire continent. Addressing the dire security situation means taking action to urgently restore trust and strengthen cooperation between countries across the region. It's time for the countries of the region to stand together and deliver the stability, hope and peace that people across the Sahel need and deserve. And we need a just, sustainable and comprehensive peace in Ukraine, in accordance with the UN Charter, international law and the resolutions of the General Assembly. We need peace in Gaza. By upholding the ceasefire, ending its continued violations, and fully implementing the commitments of the peace agreement, by establishing a credible political path towards ending the occupation, and by realizing the right to self-determination of the Palestinian people, leading to a two-state solution that enables Israelis and Palestinians to live in peace and security anchored in international law. And everywhere, from Haiti to Yemen to Myanmar and beyond, we must choose peace anchored in international law. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, I look forward to a productive summit, and I thank the government and people of South Africa for their warm welcome. Is it possible to give you a microphone?
I think you need to turn here. He's going to help you.
Maybe you need another microphone.
Okay, this one is working. Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Secretary-General. Thank you so much and welcome to Johannesburg. My name is John Beshi, reporting for the Financial Mail here in South Africa. My question is, as the G20 convenes this weekend, there is uncertainty about whether commitments on sustainable finance, debt reform...
Sorry. Do you mind speaking a little bit more slowly because I'm a bit deaf?
Yes, absolutely. There's concern here in South Africa about whether the commitments regarding sustainable finance, debt reform, and climate adaptation will tangibly benefit ordinary people once the spotlight moves on from South Africa. From your vantage point, what specific mechanisms exist or are needed to ensure that the G20 yields meaningful improvements in the lives of ordinary South Africans? Thank you.
I first of all pay tribute to the leadership of President Ramaphosa. I think he has put on the table all the issues that matter in relation to the needs, the financial and economic needs of developing countries in general and African countries in particular. But the G20 is an informal gathering that decides by consensus. And obviously, one of the reasons why I'm talking to you today is to put pressure on the G20 to do exactly the kind of reforms that are necessary for the perspectives of development and the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals in the African continent to become a reality. The system, as it works today, is unfair and ineffective. And I've been saying time and time again that the present international financial architecture was designed by a group of developed countries and essentially adapted to the needs of their economies. It's time to have a real global international financial system whose main preoccupation should be address the challenges that developing countries face. Will the G20 be able to move in that direction? We'll see. But I think South Africa has done its part, putting those things clearly on the table.